So Vanuatu is the most vulnerable country in the world to the impacts on climate change. This is ranked by the United Nations, and we're suffering disproportionately to the negative impacts from sea level rise, to increasing temperatures, to agricultural pests and disease, to shortages of water. I mean, every aspect of our livelihoods here in Vanuatu are compromised because of climate change. Every year we have big United Nations climate change conferences, and yet the results don't seem to be flowing all the way to Vanuatu. So what we're really trying to do with this splash campaign is to make some noise and show the bigger countries that even though we're poor, even though we're underdeveloped, even though we're less resources, we are still suffering incredibly the impacts of climate change, and yet we're willing to fight, we're willing to adapt, we're willing to mitigate. We just need support to do that. And so today you saw civil society groups, you saw private sector, you saw development partners, you saw students, and most importantly you saw the leaders of Vanuatu, the Honorable Minister of Infrastructure, you saw the Special Envoy for Climate Change from Parliament, the Director General of the Ministry of Climate Change. They stood with the rest of us to show that climate change affects every single one of us, and yet if we stand together, then we'll have a real impact on the international climate change negotiations. So next week, our team of 22 delegates from Vanuatu are going to go to COP22 and do all we can to make sure we get more finance, we get more support for dealing with extreme events like Cyclone Pam and all of the loss and the damage that resulted. We're going to fight to make sure that there's capacity building and transfer of technologies so that we can do everything the developed countries can to cope with climate change and to reduce the impacts on our people. So the Splash campaign I think was pretty special in that we got wet. It shows that we're suffering, we're not happy, yet we're still willing to fight regardless of what comes our way. It shows our traditional and local resilience that we in Vanuatu I think are really proud to share with the rest of the world, which we will do at the UN Climate Convention next week.
Thank you, Emil. Thank you lo question. Thank you lo opportunity. Lo set up some thinking. Lo preparations lo Vanuatu equal lo COP22. By me talam first time also say Yumi lo Vanuatu Yumi kla tikat plan de climate change champion throughout lo Vanuatu start lo minister ikasem all directors ikasem all officials ikasem all civil society organizations or even private sector. So preparations lo Vanuatu this year hemi very awesome lo plan de lo last 3-4 years hemi very good lo sense hemi Yumi one lo better prepared delegation equal lo one all climate change meeting lo last 4 years. We minim se all delegation lo Yumi oli sabe good oli putum good all ting lo Vanuatu we reflect them all needs lo Vanuatu we got all different sectors here, civil society, private sector, all women, all youth, more even lo government I putum together lo address them all needs lo Vanuatu. Lo update no lo preparations semi wrap up yesterday, formally wrap up yesterday, especially with them regards lo one em now some lo key positions lo Vanuatu lo karemi lo COP. So one lo last activity that now em splash. But otherwise in terms of preparation, even got planned preparations, work right up, meetings, workshops, all existing negotiator, same time with them all new negotiator, all intending negotiators, lo Vanuatu lo climate change. I think in short, I think when we tell them say Vanuatu I got 22 negotiator when Bambai all staff called lo Morocco start lo Sunday way come. 22 negotiator ya Bambai Minister of Climate Change Honorable Hamlini Vanuararo by him now hemi head lo delegation Bambai go momi Mr. Bolzam deputy head lo delegation. But we talk about say Yumi better prepared also one country one delegation I go all position Yumi Yumi staff look lo follow I think five main issue lo climate change. One lo kita hemi lo side lo adaptation, narloan hemi lo side lo finance, adaptation hemi basically lo side lo adaptation communications. Number 2 hemi lo side lo finance, issue lo money hemi sabi hemi one lo main issue all time lo side lo climate negotiations. So hemi number 2 thing where you want them delegation if them. After same time issues lo capacity building. You mean rest for building capacity, key players for climate change. All climate change champions, all istawa. only especially private sector, you want them capacity blow kata mandap. You want them enabling environment blow help them kata, help them you be better prepared. Especially civil society organizations, same mark. You want them help them on kata to blow prepare, blow response, most same time blow reduce, blow help mitigate against the impacts of climate change. You make a narrow particular focus limi where me lo technology transfer, knowledge of them technology transfer, where me one lo people ting limi mo people call limi lo technology hemi you me want them say by 1 or 2 hemi come hap lo technology more knowledge you me create one center lo 1 or 2 when by hemi blow full Pacific Island countries bloli look claim also one technology transfer or technology center lo side lo climate change lo side lo adaptation you must look forward lo make them one nomination whereby hemi nomination lo me lo adaptation committee so hemi some lo people look where you want them say COP 22 ya for not to team by focus them. Thank you Thomas. Yes, I think one thing no more plan the time I got criticisms lo communities lo talk back shows you miss a send people at delegation lo climate change negotiations by me putum olsem all negotiations lo climate change hemi very intensive you miss got people at team Hamas by you miss cover every meeting so every workshop every side event where is taking place so me one talk where you need him time you look Mr. Folem climate change since 2012 time me wala 6 no mo me wala lose from you got plan the interest flu you mean be you mean no been prioritization you make time you got all delegation also you miss a prioritization all delegation all delegates will follow all different interest group lo Vanuatu. So I think one he make him say you make got plan the more delegates start engage lo negotiations start present Vanuatu also mal ambassador lo Vanuatu lo time lo climate change negotiation. One arula something awesome le hemit some you may look lo plan the developed countries awesome Australia China even one developing countries Japan one developed country all is send them big volume of delegation some 100 some 200 delegate just to represent them best represent them interest lo keda so time you make got lo 22 lo yaya miklat lo talem say got lo private sector got lo civil society by got all mama all woman all represented got all youth all represented so by got one good full scope in terms of representation lo all climate issues within all climate sectors all key sectors lo Vanuatu mo I think last talk lo me I think Bombay mi vilai need him support mi vilai sta hopes in Bombay ikat one daily updates whereby mi vilai provide them lo time negotiations start through lo one lo media outlets lo Vanuatu lo megam public lo population lo Vanuatu yawe lo wanem where you must megam as negotiation and must progress so me want something where mi vilai megam mo landa taking line finish lo megam ikat daily briefs you must megam lo Vanuatu lo you must run them the newspaper lo update them more informing population lo Vanuatu. I think lastly, by mi vilai represent Vanuatu, lo pest capacity lo mi vilai, lo represent Vanuatu, warem flag lo Vanuatu, represent flag lo Vanuatu, lo negotiate, lo pest interest lo Vanuatu, lo make them say you mi sabekat, come more resilient, more prepared, lo risk, all exposure, all risk where Vanuatu is facing lo climate change, but same time lo disaster where you must have experienced. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, you must have Vanuatu, you must have one spot low hole where you must have red zone, high risk zone where you must have by any chance, by any time you must have a more particular disasters, some cyclone, earthquakes, anything where by you must have cause some big damage to Vanuatu, some country blaming. So you must have one place where you must have one hotspot. So any good all kind activity or program also must happen today. You must have one of them must have come, one of them now you must have prevent, one of them now you must have make them. And good look at the knowledge so some or something was today make it and very important more good community. Climate change and business blow you may every month. You have established one section, one install office or government. Climate change and everyone disaster blame everyone. So me vla spot climate change mi affecte mi vla tu pikuan. Plante mi vla lo table tennis especially. Last time was second mi pas mi destroy full equipment with table tennis mi vla so mi vla na magat plus training for 2 months. Mi vla stuck white no we mi vla should train from competition. So mi affecte mi vla tu pesa. Anta mi vla rebuild bagan. El Nino mi kam so what time mi change. Mi affecte ma mi vla training what time stapli kam inside. Pure mi rain tu mas mi rain pidim mi support to rain. So cyclone pa mi kam El Nino mi kam all something oli kam affecte mi vla plante. Lo train mi vla so mi vla support lo train all same mi vla from something kam si mi affecte mi vla plante lo all issues lo training mi vla.
So today we celebrate Splash 2016. I think everyone history where you may come together as a nation before you may go to United Nations Climate Change Conference. So this year, Climate Change Conference here, we sing out them COP22. And by Yumi lo Vanuatu, by you send them 22 delegates, where you may go fight, lo behalf lo Vanuatu, lo try and stick him on our country, lo you must take more action, lo climate change. Yumi lo Vanuatu, you may suffer long time finish. Some local country, you never even suffer when in climate change. I'm only hungry, only go to supermarket, only never go to Karen, only no suffer when is to happen all crops play me. Time only one take a fish, only go no more place play fish, only no suffer when all fishermen, only start suffer them lo climate change, only no look say reef lo get you so them. The Yumi yet lo Vanuatu, you may suffer or you may suffer big one. So Bebes plus Splash campaign here, can you blow soil out through low water, so you may start suffer finish, you may wet finish. Climate change, you make suffer, you may finish. But yet, you may stand up strong. So you look at say private sector, you look at all development or government, you look at all NGOs, you look at all students, you look at all development partners, we feel like I'm one. And with the one voice, with the one thing, with the one talk, but you may have a winning all problem of climate change. So Splash campaign and one historical event. I think by might every year you may try to organize one something on similar. But show out the world. So no matter where you may poor, no matter where you may small, no matter where you may long way, but you may still have a fight from climate change. Low level being of